everybody. My name is Chris Davis. I'm the National Marketing Director with Germantown Violin Company. Thanks for tuning in and coming across our videos. If you've been watching recently, you know we've been talking quite a bit about our Wilhelm Model 85 violin. And this past weekend, had the great pleasure to interview one of my friends, Diana Traietta, who is an accomplished violinist, who demonstrated the instrument for us. And we did the interview this past Sunday morning, and want to go ahead and cut to that now. So please take a listen and enjoy. Thank you very much. Alright, good morning everybody. Thank you for tuning in and watching this particular video. Let me get myself so you can see that it's me talking. There we go. My name is Chris Davis. I'm the National Marketing Director with Germantown Violin Company, and if you have been watching our videos, and I hope you have, you've seen me talking a little bit about our violins, specifically our violin Model 85, one of our newer instruments that we've had this year. And I'm going to switch the camera. We have a guest, a friend of mine. This is Diana Traietta. Hi Diana, how are you? She's down in beautiful, sunny Florida, where the quarantine isn't that bad. The weather just stays nice down there all the time, apparently. But Diana is a violinist. She is she's the current one of the string editors at Excelsior Music Publishing right now. She's played with several orchestras, including Newburgh Orchestra, Piedmont Symphony in Warrenton, Virginia. She's also an active string teacher. And she actually started 2 nonprofit string orchestras, which is totally cool, in Virginia. And the other one's there in Florida, right? Or are they both in Virginia?
We have 2 programs running in Virginia right now, and we are launching our first program here in Florida this fall.
Cool. That is so cool. And so those of you that know me or have seen my videos know that while I'm working for a string company, I am not a very good string player. And so I brought in Diana. She's a friend of mine, and she knows how to play violin, so she's going to show off this instrument for us. So, Diana, we sent you a Model 85, our Wilhelm violin. There it is right there. This is an instrument that is fairly new to our lineup. We've had it for about a year. And Diana, can you just kind of give us what your first impressions of this instrument are?
Yeah, I was so excited to open this. I've tried out so many different types and levels and models of violins over the past 20 or so years. So I was excited to get this. It traveled really well here to Florida from Virginia. The more I played it the past couple of weeks, the more the sound and the tone just opened up. So like any string, they need to be played to really, have them, speak to you. So the more I played this, the more it's just opened up, and it has such a beautiful tone to it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, instead of me talking, can you play a little bit for us so we can hear what it sounds like?
Sure.
Very nice, very nice. And I'm just even more appreciative of you being able to play, because I just couldn't demonstrate it like that. Oh my goodness. Well, let me just say I really appreciate your comment about saying how you need to play them to get them opened up. A lot of us, especially those of us that have spent a lot of time in band world or who are pianists, maybe don't realize that these instruments are living things. They're made of wood. They're not made of plastic, not made of brass, and so they need that time to open up and really come into their own, so to speak. So, when you open up the box, when you take it out of the box and you take it out of the case for the first time, it's not going to be reaching its full potential. It needs some time to play.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, who do you think? So, how do I want to phrase this question? Who do you think this instrument would be a good match for? If you were recommending this to someone, who would you recommend this to?
So absolutely a beginner. And what is really important to find a great beginner string instrument is accessibility and playability of the instrument. So young students, I think, have a challenge that they hit almost this roadblock in their playing, that the instrument starts to hold them back. And what I really appreciate about this one is immediately for a beginner, they can get this amazing tone and this it's easy to play, which is also really nice. So what I found is that for this instrument, for this violin, it has a nice, warm, mellow tone for the lower range,
Mm-hmm.
but it has a great upper registry as well too. So as we know, we start kids in the first position, we start them on the D and the A string, and it has this gorgeous tone on those. But then it's easy to move not only to the G string, but as soon as you start playing on the E string, you don't have a lot of that tinny, like scratchy quality that some other instruments have. This one has a beautiful sound on the E string, and even up into fifth position, and above for on the E string. It sounds so nice.
Cool, cool. That's so good to hear. And if you'll permit me a bit of marketing moment, that instrument is set up with prelude strings, so it's a beginner string. And it comes with a basic wooden Brazil wood bow, so it is a beginner's kit. There's nothing super exotic in here. Can you talk a bit about the bow? We always talk a lot about the instruments. Can you talk a little bit about the bow? How this is performed for you? What do you think of that?
Yeah, actually, I've been really impressed with the bow because it's very common to get a beginner instrument that does not have a good beginner bow.
Mm-hmm.
They're not made out of really great material, and to have a Brazilian bow, which is something normally people move up to
Right.
as they develop and they learn, but to have that from the beginning is amazing. And what I thought was the great thing is that the balance point and the weight of the bow is so equal. Like the bow, the horsehair, it responded very well to me right from the get-go.
Cool. That's great to hear. And the instrument does come as an outfit. So if you do end up getting one of these instruments, you'll find that the instrument, the bow, the case. I think even we throw a cake of rosin in. If you catch us on a good day, you'll even find some rosin in there. So cool. Well, that's awesome. Now with the good, there's always the not so good. So what are there any significant shortcomings that you ran into? Where could this instrument stand some improvement, do you think?
I didn't have anything really bad to say about it. When speaking about a beginner instrument, we want the student to be really comfortable. And this is a full-size violin, but we want the fractional sizes for the young beginners to also sound really well and to respond to them. So I didn't have any issues, and I'll just reiterate that, especially for a beginning level instrument, the instrument needs to be played, taken out. It has to respond really well. So, I mean, the more I played it, the more it just opened up, and I've been enjoying noodling around here in my studio down, just playing all my concertos, everything on it, and I haven't seen any problems with it whatsoever.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for that completely unsolicited testimonial. Because in all seriousness, if you're watching this, that Diana and I have known each other for a while, and I wouldn't have asked Diana to do this if she didn't enjoy the instrument. But she would also you'd absolutely tell me if there was an issue. I've also. Yeah. And so that's just awesome to hear. So I guess I'm just kind of wrap up with who would you recommend this instrument for? That's what this boils down to. We have about 5 or 6 instruments in our lineup, and different strokes for different folks, different instruments for different levels. Who, as an educator, who would you recommend this for? What level, what grade level, that sort of thing?
2 people. First of all, for an elementary or middle school string teacher who has a large class of beginning players. One of the other things that I really enjoyed is that we know that string instruments go out of tune, and especially instruments of poor quality have a tendency to have a harder time staying in tune. This instrument stayed in tune. It's been sitting here. It's either been on my back wall, on one of my hooks, or I put it back in the case. It's been out throughout the day, and it stays in tune.
Cool.
So, school teacher with beginning students, that's definitely a huge plus. For a parent that is looking for a good quality instrument at a great price point, and this definitely is for a beginning instrument, I would also recommend it. And like I said before, you want the child, as they're just starting their musical journey, to have a really positive experience. And part of that is producing a good quality tone when they're playing. And that's what this instrument provides. So the student, but also the teacher in the school.
Cool. Very good. Well, can you play us out? Can you give us another example of that fabulous sound? Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Diana, I want to thank you so much for taking the time this morning on Sunday morning to demonstrate this instrument for us and kind of let all of us out here in internet land hear how this instrument sounds. Germantown Violin, we've been around for about 10 years or so, but we still are trying to grow the brand and make other folks aware, and I think this would go an awful long way toward letting folks know what kind of instrument we have. So I really, really appreciate you taking the time to do that this morning.
It was my pleasure. It was great seeing you, and I love it. It might take a while for me to send it back to you because I'm not done.
Fair enough. If you lose the shipping label, that happens. I understand. So to everyone else out there in Facebook land, we want to thank you guys for tuning in this morning. Thanks again to Diana for doing this, and we will see you again. So tune in next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, y'all.